Hello and welcome to our video. It's OT19 or Ultimate Gamer 19,000. I'm here to show you a Druid and Cleric multi-class build in Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, before this video starts, if you want to see videos like this more often, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. But yeah, let's begin this video. So this video basically takes advantage of War Domain's Cleric's War Priest feature with the Circle of the Moon, Circle of the Moon features. If you don't know, Circle of the Moon basically allows you to enhance your wild shape for them to be stronger, for them just to be stronger. So yeah, the first feature you get as a Moon Druid is Lunar Mend. Basically, you can expend a spell slot to gain some hit points. I'm pretty sure it's like a D8 per spell slot plus your spellcasting modifier. Not the strongest feature, but again, not the worst. Also, you can now do Combat Wild Shape using a bonus action instead of an action to Wild Shape, and you get the Wild Shape Bear. Basically, this allows you to turn into a polar bear with some pretty decent stats and some decent, not decent, some pretty good abilities. Goading Roar, Goading Roar basically allows all of the enemies to just hit you instead of all your teammates, which you don't want your squishy wizards, sorcerers to really be getting hit by like sword slashes. You would rather want this really tanky bear to take up that damage, especially we can heal it back with one of the features. Now, as it just popped up on the screen, one of the reasons why this build is even good is because with the watch shaped bear, the claws attacks actually benefit from the Tavern Brawler feat. Now, the Tavern Brawler feat reads as such: increase your strength or constitution by 1 to a maximum of 20. I would recommend increasing your constitution by 1. And when you make an unarmed attack, use an improvised weapon, or throw something, your strength modifier is added twice to the damage and attack rolls. Meaning that your wild shaped bear will be doing disgusting amount of damage and will be hitting pretty damn often. And now you may be saying, okay, but we can't fully use Tavern Brawler because we only have a 19 strength instead of a 20. Thanks to the elixirs of Hill Giant Strength and Cloud Giant Strength later on, we can actually change our wild shape form strength simply by just drinking the potion in our base form, and then this will carry on to our wild shape forms. Because I think the wild shape form takes the highest with the higher stats when it comes to your physical stats as well, or maybe it's just the elixir's ability to just overturn all your stats. But no matter what, you can get a 21 strength, which is plus 5, which is greater than Bear's 19th strength. So yeah, you can get elixirs of Hill Giant Strength pretty early on, and even if you don't really have to, because it's not like you have something like Great Weapon Master that really is like penalizing you. Having a +4 would be a +8 is still really good, but a plus, having a +2 is pretty damn massive. So overall, I would recommend it. Just taking some Hill Giant Strength elixirs, and then this form will be infinitely better. Next, at level 4, you gain your first level. You gain your first feat, which again, I'd recommend taking Tavern Brawler. And then you also get Wild Shaped Dire Raven. Take the shape of a dire raven that can avoid attention and blind enemies. Now, this feature, this form, I wouldn't really recommend using it in combat. I would just recommend sticking to your bear, goading your enemies. Because yes, this can blind a creature and does have a decent fly speed, but this is more of an out of combat form, really. Um, Make sure to drink water because this build is mainly a support damage tank build. This is kind of a jack of all trades, master of nearly all of them. Because this build is extremely powerful. For those reasons, so overall, I would recommend just saving your watch shapes for bear. Because that will just be your highest damage by level 4. Now, at character level 5, we'll be taking one level of War Domain Cleric. The reason why you may be asking, well, because outside of watch shape, we gain heavy armor and martial weapon proficiencies. So if you ever run out of watch shape or really don't feel like using one for a fight, you simply can just don some heavy armor and a martial weapon and just be a decent martial. You also get your War Priest charges. We make an unarmed attack or weapon attack or natural weapon. You can spend War Priest charges to make an additional attack as a bonus action. You gain 3 per short rest, per long rest, I mean. Overall, this is a good feature because just extra attacks are extra attacks. You can't really, there's nothing bad about having extra attacks. So, and also, having Shield of Faith and Divine Favor just added to your spell list is extremely useful because both of those spells would carry on into Circle of the Moon Druid, into your wild shapes. I mean, not circle. Well, I guess you get what I mean. At level 5, a druid, we do gain extra attack, basically allowing us to do an extra attack when we are well shaped. So if you want to, you could make the argument where you'd actually delay the war cleric level until level 6. And honestly, honestly, I think honestly that's what I would recommend. I would probably recommend just taking 5 levels of druid, then at character level 6. I mean, take that 1 level war cleric level, because honestly, because the thing is, with Moon Druid at level 6 you get primal strikes, but you also get another feature, which is, if you don't know, you can turn into an owl bear. Now, in turning into owl bear in most scenarios is your strongest wild shape. It has a 20 strength, which can be increased into a 22 if you use the enrage feature. So you don't even have to take elixirs of hill giant strength anymore. You can just fully throw those things out. But yeah, having a 22 strength with Tavern Brawler, that's a plus 12 to attack rolls and to damage rolls. That's insanely powerful. And also, one of their claws attack deals 2d8 damage. If you get the extra attack at level 5, which you will have by now, that's 4d8 damage, which it's almost guaranteed to hit because you have a plus 12 to all of your attacks. And yes, this includes honor mode, this includes all of that. So overall, this is extraordinarily powerful. Crushing Flight can deal some decent damage. Rapture is pretty good AoE control, and Enrage is very Mass Fear is OP as hell. 12 temporary hit points is very strong. A plus 2 to Strength and Constitution is nice, and also this will put you at a 19 Constitution. So if for some reason you cast haste on yourself, I don't think druids get haste, but if you cast a spell that requires concentration on yourself, you can probably keep it up decently often because you have a 19 constitution, and also protection from energy if you have that up, or wall of fire for or stone skin, wall of fire, dominate beast, confusion, if you because you can't concentrate on a spell as as like a polymorph, not polymorph, as a wild shaped animal, but you can't use it, but you can still hold that concentration on it. So yeah, overall it's very powerful. Your owlbear is, yeah, it's just game breakingly strong. It's very destructive, and also this does cause a bonus action, so you can't use this turn 1, which does kind of suck. But still, I mean, it's still an incredibly powerful, like, this shape. Like, even like, because the thing is, even if you're not using enraged, you still don't have to take potions of elixir of cloud giant strengths, or no, of hill giant strength. Cloud giants, that's later. And overall, you will get this by Act 2. Act 1, if you're like me and just murder everything that's not like story like damning, I guess. Yeah, overall, very powerful. And honestly, I would definitely, because like this is, yeah, because it's such a weird thing now. It's like, do you want to take 6 levels of Druid? Because the thing is, with War Domain, because War Priest is very powerful, but it's one of those features where it's like, if so overall, yeah, I think 6 levels of druid, then 1 level of warden and cleric. For at least for me, I usually reach level 7 by end of Act 1, like fully finished Act 1. I reach level 7. So if you're like me, by Act 2, you'll be able to go in with your wild shape owlbear and your war domain priest charges. Two very powerful abilities. But now to get back to Moon Druid, this is kind of when Moon Druid stops really being all that good. Because at level 6, when we get Owlbear, all of our primal strikes now are considered magical for overcoming resistances and immunities, which of course is very good. And then we also get our wild shape saber-tooth tiger form. This form can benefit from what's it called, Tavern Brawler, but our air like elementals, our elemental forms can't, sadly, because they do use weapons, which it sucks. But that is a price you have to pay for doing over just being one of the best builds in game. I know. But yeah, I mean, your saber-tooth tiger form. Oh, I did also forget to mention that owl bears do have inherently really good scaling. As you can see, this is a chart they have at druid level 10, which we won't be reaching druid level 12. They have 94 HP. Their bonus claw damage is a D6, and they have just a bonus D6 to all of their damage. It does suck we can't get to the higher druid levels because I mean, it would be nice, but still, I mean, 94 HP is still an absorbent amount, and even it gets even better when you can consider we'll be able to get temporary hit points from something else. But yeah, Saber-tooth Tiger. This is definitely a form you can take. Now, I think the only situations where taking Owlbear would be worse, would be if you're like in a small space. Maybe then I could see you why you would turn into a saber-tooth tiger. But overall, damage and like utility wise, I do prefer the owlbear. I do think it's better. But again, I mean, having 2D, gaining 2d8 hit points every round is pretty damn nice. I mean, shredded armor can be extremely potent utility wise. Reducing enemies' ACs by 1 can be really good for a great weapon master abusing builds. But overall, the saber-tooth tiger is strong, but I do think the owlbear is better. But trust me, saber-tooth tiger can still shred through enemies quite literally. So it's still very powerful. But yeah, that's kind of it for our Moon Druid levels that really are going to impact us. Aside from that, I kind of be going into the spells you want to bring for this build because this still is a full-on Druid with some cleric levels of spell casting. This is it. It's still like I know you can like forget that, but it's still a good spell caster. You can have stuff like Bless active because Bless is an action, right? It is. So if you want to, you could have like bless then wild shape yourself. Or wild shape shield of faith, which still really good spells. You still have stuff like healing word, guiding bolt. I mean, even outside of wild shape, you still have these access to utility. And also for your druid stuff, you can have guidance, which is really nice. Shillelagh, thorn whip. If you do want to use some if you do want to use now war clerics is like martial features, you could shillelagh like great sword and just start swinging it. It would be decently good. I mean, you have stuff like long strider, which is just very good. Ice knife can be alright. It's decent utility. Healing word, again powerful. Fairy fire can be really good. Charm person can work. Yeah. Enhanced leap that can be used for certain situations. So now some level 2 spells, heat metal, hold person. I mean, hold person then wild shaping is pretty damn powerful, especially if you're hasted for any reason. Pacify trace can be useful for some builds. Enhanced ability can be useful for certain checks. Bark skin. I think this does carry over into wild shape, but eh, Flaming Spear can be a decent summon if you need it. Moonbeam, again, some decent, just over round after round damage. Now, level 3 spells kind of suck, because Chain Call Lightning is around your best spell. You could use something like, Fade Death is very. I mean, you do have something like Plant Growth, I guess Protection from Energy. Overall, your level 3 spells are kind of cheeks, if I'm being honest. At level 7, our level 4 spells, we do get Conjure Matter Elemental, Conjure Woodland Being, so you can start getting your army of friends that join you. The Wrath of the Forest, I think is what this build is going to be called. Dominate Beast and Ice Storm, two really good spells. Freedom of Movement can be pretty nice. Again, Stone Skin, Wall of Fire is one of my personal favorite spells. I love casting Wall of Fire. That's just me though. I do enjoy a good Wall of Fire every now and then. In next level 9, we do get Conjure Elementals, Greater Restoration, Mass Cure. Mass Cure Wounds is one of those spells I think is really underrated. It provides really good just AoE healing to everyone, and overall can be really clutch in certain fights. We do get Planar Binding if you want to take control of Raphael mid fight. At level 11, you get Hero's Feast, which I think every single time you're just going to be casting Hero's Feast with your 6th level slot and then calling it a day. Because Hero's Feast is just so damn powerful. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't go over into your wild shape. I don't know if you get the benefits in wild shape, but still. I mean, it's still such a powerful thing, even for your whole party. Just having this spell around for your whole party is super nice utility wise. And now for our one level cleric dip, I'll take, I think I already spoke about this, but afflict wounds can be nice. Sanctuary can be decent. In one of the fights, I think there's a way to cheese the like gauntlet of Baldurin. Yeah. First, we have Khaled's gift, which allows us. Actually, one of the little things about this build that is bad, that this reminded me of, is you cannot max out your wisdom with this build. At maximum, you can be at 19 wisdom. So, meaning if this build is for someone like what's his dude? What's this dude's face? I completely forgot his name. But the other druid companion that's not Jahira, Halzen. If it's not for Halzen, then he can get a 20 wisdom, which does kind of dampen his spellcasting a little bit. But if this is a build for Jahira, she gets Khaled's gift, which allows her to get her wisdom, a +1 to wisdom, up to 21, which we won't be needing because at level 4 we get one ASI, and level 8 we get a second ASI. Meaning, at level 1, we're taking Tyrant Brawler, and then at level 2, we would be stuck with a 19 Wisdom. With Khaled's Gift, it would become a 20 Wisdom. So overall, I do think this is a really good build for Jaheira, mainly because of Khaled's Gift. Aside from that, this build can really be go for anyone. Next, we get Armor of Moon Basking. This armor is pretty damn strong, and yes, you can wear heavy armor, but I've looked through it, and any benefits that heavy armor or weapons you are wielding do not carry over into wild shape. So just having armor moon basking generally will just be the best for you. You gain 22 temporary hit points after casting wild shape. This is, and also all incoming damage is reduced by 1 when you have them. But the main feature, you gain a +2 to armor class and advantage on saving throws against spells. This effect lasts even while you use your wild shape ability, so a +2 to your owlbear feature gives it a 17 AC and advantage on all saving throws against spells. It is extremely nice. Advantage against those pesky intelligence and wisdom saving throws are just so game changing. This can be gotten decently early in Act 3, I would say. Yeah, decently early in Act 3. And then finally, for elixirs, you'll be using Cloud Giant Strength in late game, or, what was it called? Hill Giant Strength. But once you do unlock your Owlbell feature, Hill Giant Strength elixirs won't matter. But once you do get Cloud Giant Strength elixirs, this is going to be your main way to increase your damage. But yeah, that's kind of all for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's all from your boy, OT19, signing out. Peace!